My name is Joe Lopez, and this is Una Plática. When I was a young boy, I had an uncle that was a house painter, and but on the side he would do some carvings from the nudos del mezquite, and I used to see him and do that, and I wanted to be like him. I wanted to do it too. And then later, when I started going to school, it was a little Catholic school, and one of the sisters, the nuns, asked us to take out our notebook and draw something. And I drew a little baby with a mamon pacifier in the mouth. And she saw it and said, you could be an artist. And that's the way it started. I didn't even know what an artist was when I was a young boy. But one of the other nuns entered myself and this other girl into a citywide contest, and this is citywide, and the girl won the contest. So the first prize was classes to the Whitty Museum, and so I don't know what the sisters told the people over there at the Whitty, but they were able to get me to come along also, and but I had to get there early and help them set up the desks, and after the class was over, I would help them clean up and put things up. So that's the way I started, and then after the 6-week class course, they asked me if I wanted to keep coming, and I said, yeah. So I went to the Whitty Museum art classes for a while until I got them into high school. Because I am a Chicano artist, and I grew up, raza. My grandparents on both sides were from Mexico. My parents were one of them was from Mexico. And we grew up very, very raza, very with our traditions and culture, and, we spoke Spanish, and it's, that's who I am. I don't, I consider myself a Mexican-American / Chicano. Growing up, I just, us Mexican Americans had our own language, and we did some crazy things, and I would hear people talking about Chicanos, and I said, well, that's what I am. So I'm a Chicano, I'm a Mexican American. Like I said, when I was a little boy, a young boy, I started, I don't know, maybe I was 12 years old. And I've been doing it ever since. Went to high school and took art, and just been doing art ever since. Definitely believe it's important because a lot of us Mexicanos, there's a lot of talent con los Mexicanos. A lot of us have talent. I almost wasted it. I almost let it go. I stopped painting for a while, but then I came back to it. But at one time I didn't have any place to show my artwork, and eventually I opened up my own little gallery. And then I started promoting featuring other Chicano artists, and it just kept growing and growing. Other artists would hear about it, and I would every month I would feature a different artist, and it was strictly Chicano, strictly raza. And some people would say, why don't you promote other things? And I said, well, this is what I know, this is what I am. Why should I paint and promote something that I really don't know about? I lived a lot of these experiences and saw a lot of these things. There was negative and positive in the barrio, but I, I, uh, I really would rather paint about the positive side of being a Chicano from the barrio. You know, I encourage a lot of young artists to get a regular job doing commercial art, you know, advertising. There's so many jobs out there that they can get into, and because you need to make money, you know. If you're trying to make a living from your art, it's very hard, very difficult. And you know, myself, you know, I had a full-time job for many years, and I kept doing my artwork on the side. And I would go to different art shows, like the Starving Artist Show, the River Art Show, the Art Jamboree, and in different places. And, you know, little by little, you get your name out there. And that's what it takes. You know, nobody's going to come to your house and look at your work. You have it, you know, along the walls there in your house. You have to go out and let people see your work. And, you know, don't think that you know everything. It's important that you grow, you know, you keep growing, and don't feel like, hey, I'm the greatest artist in San Antonio. You just keep painting, and with time, things will happen. And it's important to have places like Centro Aztlan. You know, I myself had a gallery for many years, Gallista Gallery, and I promoted nothing but Chicano artists. And so a lot of them now are doing real good, but at one time they were being rejected. People couldn't understand, you know, their work. And when they came to me, they would come to me, I could relate to the things that they were painting. And so I you know, started giving them opportunities to show their work. And, you know, I'm not an intellectual. I've learned through life experiences. I've learned from other people. And like I said, you never stop growing, you never stop learning. And just keep painting and painting. Well, this painting, you know, I'm known for painting gallos, the rooster. And I really don't have an answer for why I paint them. I just love to paint the gallo. And in this painting, of course, what the people see, the first thing they see is the pig and the chicken and the rooster. And it's not only about them, it's really more about how an individual put this pig pen together. You know, they used an old pallet that was thrown away as a gate. They used wire as hinges. They used old boards, you know, that whatever they could find to make the pen, and old nails, and they bent nails. And so it's more about, you know, how this thing was put together. And at one time I wanted to be a wildlife artist. I was inspired by Raúl Gutierrez. And so I thought I was going to be a wildlife artist, but some artists, I got to meet Chista Cantu and Jose Esquivel, Jesse Trevino, people, Chicano artists that really inspired me. And to paint about La Raza, you know. They said, are you a Chicano? Yeah, I'm a Chicano. I said, well, you know, why don't you paint about your culture? And he turned around and looked back at where you came from, and this is how, little by little, I started painting things about La Raza. So it's, I enjoy painting these things. Sometimes when I'm painting paintings, I say, well, who in the heck's gonna want a pig on the wall? But it's like I said, it's not only about the pig, it's about everything. And I remember when we'd go visit my grandmother, they would throw the pieces of watermelon so the chickens could peck on it. So like I say, there are a bunch of things that I include there that I remember. You know, growing up, since I was a young boy, I would listen to conjunto music, and I love conjunto music. My wife and I love conjunto music. We go to dances, and we prefer to go to conjunto music where they're playing conjunto. And this painting is that about the conjunto. You know, mariachis play beautiful music, but they're all dressed up with fancy stuff. And these are just regular people that like go at a restaurant, will play, walk around, and ask people they want to hear some music. And so in this painting, what I was trying to say, they're playing the mañanitas for a certain person, and I threw in the gallo just because you know, it's the gallo crows in the morning, so it's kind of like the gallo is joining them to sing las mañanitas to somebody, and and it's like I say, this is just my interpretation, and I have fun doing things. I use photographs with my paintings, but like the background, I had all kinds of tables and chairs and stuff. So I just eliminate those things. And you know, after high school, I studied commercial art, and I was lucky through the Texas Rehabilitation Commission to be able to go to art school, and I studied at La Villita School of Art and San Antonio School of Art. And sometimes some artists say that my art is it's not real art because it's not, you know, just very loose. But this is the way I paint, and you know, this is me. I don't worry about what other people think, and I enjoy painting, you know, life. I enjoy painting life.